Hamagne Doreen, taking you through mathematics. Our topic is going to be geometry. The subtopic is finding the circumference of a cycle. The competencies here is a learner draw a circle and indicate the circumference and the diameter of a cycle. Calculate the circumference of a cycle using the value of pi. Before we go to the calculation, let's see the concept of pi. Pi is written as pi. In other book we find p, and it's also pronounced as pi with the spelling P-I-E. How do we find the value of pi? To find the value of pi, the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter, and it's approximately equal to 3.14159. In a circle, if you divide the circumference by the diameter, you will get exactly the same value which we mentioned it here, which is 3.14159. Whether the circle is a big cycle or it's a small cycle, the value of pi always remains the same. The symbol of pi is denoted by this symbol, and it's pronounced as pi. This pi is derived from a Greek alphabetical letter, which is represented in a mathematical constant. This diagram illustrates for us what it means by circumference. In the first diagram, you will see that circumference means the distance round a cycle. And then when we talk about the diameter is the distance that moves from in the middle of the cycle. When you see in the second illustration, this is what we call the diameter. And when you see in the first example, that is the circumference of a cycle. We say does not matter the size of the cycle. And this is our illustration. We have any type or any size of the cycle, does not matter. So in this case, when we come down here, you will see that this value, which we have 3.14159, means the distance round the cycle has been divided by the diameter. And then when you are dividing with the diameter, it implies that the diameter has gone into the circumference about 3 times, and it's going to leave a unit. That unit is what we call the 14159. The unit remaining represents a fraction. Now let's look onto it the way it has come. So the value of pi that I've been talking about in the previous diagram means when you divide, you will get 3, and then the fraction, the unit which is remaining is 1/7. When you turn this into a decimal number, you will have a 0.1415 and a recurring decimals. In this case, by adding the 3 as a whole number plus the decimal or the unit remaining, we shall have the value of pi to be 3.14. The same applies to a fraction. When we leave it in a fraction way, we have to equate it to improper fraction. And then the improper fraction is going to bring us to 22/7. We want to see examples. How can we use the value of pi in finding the circumference of a cycle? A boy walks around a cycle which has a diameter of 100 meters. How far has the boy walked? We are seeing that the diameter is 100. Then we are supposed to find the distance walked, that is the circumference. We have known before that when we say circumference, the formula is pi d, and the d is the diameter of the circle. In this case, we have the diameter of 100 and the value of pi, we saw it in the previous diagram as 3.14. And then when we multiply by the distance this boy has walked, we are coming out with 314.159 meters. The second question was calculate the circumference of a cycle whose diameter is 18 centimeters. And the circumference formula is given by circumference is pi times d. Therefore, since in this number we have been given the diameter, we are still calculating the circumference. It's just the same with the example. So a circumference, you just find the area by applying the formula pi d. You multiply the value of pi times the diameter. I think, thank you. We can stop here.